the scene in which Jennifer Aniston, she goes and has a wax at the advice of her boss.
Yeah, and it's like ask for the Tuli Guli and say that and say that Miranda Cannoli sent you. I don't know. She has some ridiculous name for this wax.
And she it's implied that she just gets all the hair removed from her body completely.
Right, which is just called a Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, not the Huli Cannoli.
And then she walks through the flat to sort of tease Vince Vaughn, like, look what you could have right now. But there is
a hairless body.
Yeah. But there is does that imply as well that, like, beforehand Jennifer Aniston is just like
was a werewolf? Yeah. She was
crazily hairy.
A wildebeest. No, I don't. I think it's supposed to just be like she has a sexual wax, and he's like, "Whoa, hey, is that present with a bow on it for me, or is that like who's she doing that for?" Again, it fits very nicely with the misogynistic, chauvinistic tone of this movie.
But if we ignore all of that, the camera work in that scene is very well done. Whoever was on. And I don't know, you may have selected a crew member that was on key grip duties that day. But whoever was on, have you?
No, I haven't. Okay. I did think about selecting the key grip though. No.
So whoever was operating the track on that camera that day, because what happens is you don't, for anyone listening who gets excited thinking you're going to see any Jennifer Aniston nudiness, you do see a little bit of her bottom as she walks out. Yeah, I think so.
Are there breasts? There's no
breast. But the breasts and the vagina are covered up very well by a tracking shot that sort of covers her body with Vince Vaughn's head. It like starts on Vince Vaughn's face and tracks around, so you see part of her, like, the main, nudie bits are covered up, and then she walks back out, and then you see her bottom.
The timing on that of her hitting each mark while she's walking,
very
in time
well
with
done.
The tracking, like
very
well done. They rehearsed that scene to within an inch of its life. It was storyboarded massively, and it was a closed set, unsurprisingly. So that, because obviously it's, full frontal. But yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't really think of it in terms of all that key grip. What a job.
Wow, he did a good job.
Yeah.
He did a good job,
Yeah, he did.